The Harlem Renaissance was an African-American cultural movement that began in the 1920s and lasted through the early 1930s. It was named for the center of the movement, which was in Harlem, a neighborhood in New York City. It's important to note with the Harlem Renaissance that people finally began to take African-American literature seriously. They began to garner significant attention, even from white publishers and critics. Although it initially focused on literature, it evolved to encompass African-American music, theater, art, and politics.
One of the primary individuals who deeply impacted African-American literature was Langston Hughes. The noted poet, novelist, and playwright had a profound influence in the Harlem Renaissance. Langston Hughes was born in 1902 in Joplin, Missouri. As his father abandoned the family when Langston was still very young, he moved to Lawrence, Kansas, where he spent most of his childhood. There is now an elementary school named after him in Lawrence.
His mother spent most of his childhood searching for employment, so Hughes was raised by his grandmother. It was through her that he learned the African-American oral tradition of storytelling. His grandmother also created a home environment that upheld racial pride. This deeply impacted Langston. In fact, his later poems and novels embodied the unique fusion of racial pride and storytelling.
Langston began writing while he was in grammar school, and his accomplishments were quickly recognized when he was designated as the class poet. However, Langston had to fight against African-American stereotypes even when they worked in his favor. He stated, "I was a victim of stereotype. There were only 2 of us Negro kids in the whole class, and our English teacher was always stressing the importance of rhythm and poetry. Well, everyone knows, except us, that all Negroes have rhythm, so they elected me as class poet."
Langston went on to write many works that held deep significance in the Harlem Renaissance. One was The Negro Speaks of Rivers, which became Hughes' signature poem. It first appeared in The Crisis, which was the official magazine of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, which was founded by W.E.B. Du Bois. It also appeared in his first book of poetry, The Weary Blues, in 1926. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep, like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep, like the rivers.
Langston's ideology also evolved throughout his life. At one time, his ideals were Marxist. He even had to testify in Joseph McCarthy's trials in 1953 that he was not a communist. He spoke often in his poetry about America or about the American dream, and yet also about the difficulty people have grasping it. One of his poems, Let America Be America Again, embodies his ideals and desire for America to truly be free and equal. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love, where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. But let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free.
There's a little song that we sing in our movement down in the South. I don't know if you've heard it, but it has become the theme song. We shall overcome.